Have you ever taken a second to think about what you're breathing in when you take a breath? If you were to guess that you're inhaling oxygen, you'd be correct, but there's also many other gases that you're inhaling from the atmosphere when you breathe. So what's in the atmosphere that we're inhaling? Well, the Earth's atmosphere is a balanced sort of region complete with the necessary assortment of gases that support life as we know it. The 5 most abundant gases within Earth's atmosphere are nitrogen, argon, carbon dioxide, water vapor, and the most vital to our existence, oxygen. From there, we can classify each gas in our atmosphere into 2 groups, non-greenhouse and greenhouse. But first, we have to take a look at what makes a gas a greenhouse gas. A greenhouse gas is characterized as any gas that absorbs and traps heat or infrared radiation. Greenhouse gases absorb the infrared radiation, causing the molecules to vibrate. The molecule then deals with the extra energy absorbed by the radiation by emitting it out and stopping the vibration. These molecules like to move though, and are constantly bumping around with other molecules transferring the energy during the collision. The increased speed and motion of the molecule then raises the temperature of the gases in the atmosphere. Gases such as carbon dioxide and water vapor are capable of absorbing this infrared radiation, making them greenhouse gases, while gases like oxygen and nitrogen, which make up a vast majority of our atmosphere, are not capable of doing so, and are not greenhouse gases. But why can't gases like oxygen and nitrogen absorb heat as well as other gases like carbon dioxide and water? For that answer, we're going to have to take a closer look at the atomic structure of the molecules. Molecules like oxygen and nitrogen are made up of only 2 atoms that are actually identical. This means these molecules are really only limited to being able to expand and contract, leaving their charges evenly distributed. Molecules like carbon dioxide or water have more than 2 atoms that aren't all the same, which means they have the unique ability to distort charges. When the right frequency of infrared radiation is emitted, this variety of movements allows for the molecule to absorb the radiation, while molecules with atoms incapable of such movement cannot absorb the radiation.
Now to a dire warning about climate change. According to a new report, experts say that we have until 2030 to avoid catastrophe.
In recent years, more greenhouse gases have begun to enter our atmosphere due to higher concentrations of human settlement, which create byproducts like carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, water vapor, and even methane. These greenhouse gases become trapped underneath the ozone layer, absorbing heat and radiation, gradually warming up the air and subsequently changing the climate. While the industrialized emission of greenhouse gases isn't the only factor playing into what scientists call climate change, it is definitely one of the largest. Many materials on Earth are made up of some sort of combination between carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. So when these objects are combusted, they produce both carbon dioxide and water vapor, 2 large greenhouse gases contributing to climate change. This is a problem as we as a species heavily rely on the combustion of materials like oil and gas, which produce greenhouse gases, to sustain our population, providing the dilemma of whether we should move to cleaner energy sources or continue thriving on combustible resources until we eventually alter the fabric of our planet irreversibly. If we as a species continue the industrialized emission of greenhouse gases, not only would we raise the temperature of our atmosphere, but we could also melt the ice caps at our poles, raising the sea levels and sinking many coastal population centers underwater. So greenhouse gases sound pretty bad, right? So how do we stop them from polluting our air and killing us all? Well, greenhouse gases aren't all bad. They are vital to our atmosphere and are naturally occurring. It's just the human-created industrial emission of them that isn't natural. So what can you do to help prevent catastrophic global warming? Well, you can try to lobby for cleaner, renewable energy sources. Try and reduce your carbon footprint by maybe biking to work instead of taking your car. Realistically, there's only so much you can do as an individual to help, until corporations start being more environmentally friendly. 71% of greenhouse gas emissions on Earth come from the top 100 energy companies. If you have the resources, you can always support eco-friendly companies. If a country like the United States would be more reliant on renewable sources, then the effects of climate change could be prevented. Experts say we have only 12 more years until the effects of climate change will be irreversible.